Charlie on the move.
Charlie.
This 16-mile Jeep track. What gear am I in? Not more than that. Let's just go a bit more. It's really dusty out today. Really, I don't need to go that slow. I have driven this track before. I don't know, 3 years ago, maybe. Coming down to help with the Oscars Hut to Hut race, our club volunteers, and we had to come down to, is it Pikes Flat? Pikes Flat, that's the one, down the bottom here, and
You got 1.5 gear.
always. So I have been down here before, but I had the kids. We needed to be there for a certain time. I didn't even pay much attention. I do remember there was a small slippery section, and Barry, who's in the club, was saying the other week, oh, hello, it's a bit of a tight squeeze. When he came down here, somebody had driven a RAV4 down here and got very much into trouble. See, this is where I need a 1.5 gear.
Downhill's not quite as much fun as going up it, is it?
Get out of my head, I just said that.
So I'm in Convoy. I'm Charlie, at the back. It's really dusty.
Logan's in the back every time we go over a hill and come down going, whee!
I also think that I need new tyres. I'm getting new tyres put on Thursday, but I looked at them at the weekend and was kind of like, oh good God, these need replacing. So I'll feel a bit better once the new tyres are on, and that's on Thursday.
Number 2 stopping for a quick toilet break. Copy that.
And I discovered yesterday that I had some kind of metal
so's Phil.
object implanted in my back driver's wheel. So I got to keep an eye on that. So far so good. I can imagine that this would be a little bit slippy in the wet. I know when I came down here last, once we were in camp, it absolutely threw it down, and another one of the group coming in had to drive down here in torrential rain, and let's just say he was happy to get to the bottom. So because it's obviously there's rock, but there's definitely a layer of soil
Roger that, thank you.
on top. Fast.
Airfield's on the move too.
Go down. Won't let me. Going too fast. Anyway. Oh, there's Phil. It's Labor Day long weekend and it's hammered. I don't think I've ever seen anything like it. The police were out in force on the Bindaree Highway. Look at this. Come on. The police were out in force on the Bindaree Highway. Sheep yards, which I call sheepy yard, because I'm obviously an idiot, was hammered, absolutely rammed. And I did a bit of filming. You'll see it on the video. I went to the Buttercup campgrounds and filmed them. You couldn't move. There were so many caravans. So caravans are people base camping. They're not going to move. So far so good.
This section will be a nice climb out in the wet.
It's probably on that steep section that I vaguely remember. This bit's fairly rocky. Nothing too hectic so far in the dry, but like I said,
It's that nice little clay, isn't it?
yeah.
It's that you're going nowhere clay.
I don't like the sound of that. What gear am I in?
It's like washing concrete off later.
Oh god, I hate that type of mud. So anyway, I'm a bit nervous. I don't want it to rain at all because my tyres are so terrible.
Sorry, I just have 2 bites at that corner.
Oop. And they will just fill with mud.
You know, bikes. Do a set of channels, mate, see if you can get around that one in one spot.
Done.
Let's just go down.
Just take it a little bit wider and you should be fine.
This is a bit steep, but the little whoopsies, nice and close. Can't see if there's any big holes on the other side of this. Still a good bit of rock in this. Probably not at the bit that they were just talking about with clay. We shall see. My eternal problem of one is too slow. That 2 will feel like I'm careering to my death. Toyota, if you're watching, please make me a special gear. I mean, you can see the colour has changed. It is the colour of slippy slidiness. But that being said, there's no, like, it doesn't look like it's been recently graded. There's no real damage to it, so that makes me think that, you know, nobody's dug any ruts out. So maybe it's still fairly solid with a little slippy liner over the top, maybe. I've not moved my seat forward. I need to do that. Oh, it's too slow. How flat are we here? There we go. Don't know if this is the switchback they were talking about. Let's just go down to the one there. Charlie round the switchback. Nice. Look at that. Awesome. Dearie me. I think I've got dust in my throat. So dusty. It's the trouble with being in Convoy. Obviously safety in numbers, but you get all the dust. And I forgot my little dust sock as well for my snorkel, so I'm trying to give myself, when we're on fast roads spraying up the dust, a bit of space. Like, at least if this gets slippy in the wet, massive trees to winch off if you needed to winch. You are not going to fall to your death out the side on this bit anyway. Which is always nice to not have to worry about dying all the time. Anyway, what have we got in Convoy? We've got 2 Y62s. One of them has only done 3,000 kilometers. We've got a Mitsubishi in front of me. We've got a Hilux. Ben and Hannah in a Hilux. What's Winston in? Winston's in a Ranger, maybe? Might be making that up. And Ben and Tiff are in silver. Oh, just selected one. And it likes to just pretend it doesn't need a gear for a while. This bit looks a bit slippy. I want to say like a Mazda BT50. Is that a Mazda? I don't know. So good. We're nearly at the bottom. Seems to be levelling out a little bit. Into now. Track's changed colour again, back to that kind of more soil-based thin layer over the top. Again, no damage. So there must be a fairly good base. Look at that tree. Beautiful. That must have taken some going to get through that. I've not bought my chainsaw this weekend and it feels a little bit naked. And then Darren pulls out his battery chainsaw Makita yesterday and I was just like, what is that? I love my chainsaw. So I think it might take us a while to collect wood. I mean, look, good. Battery chainsaws, I totally understand why battery chainsaws are good. And eventually I will do a lap of Australia and that's what I will take because I'll be able to charge it off solar. Won't have to worry about petrol all the time. But when I come into the high country, I just bring my petrol chainsaw. But I had to park in the city before I came. I had a school excursion, so I had to park in the city, and I didn't want to have things that might entice people to break into my car and steal them. So the chainsaw, go into one, the chainsaw got left behind. And it feels weird even driving out to camp without a chainsaw. You know, in case a tree randomly falls down and I need to clear it. But anyway, I reckon we're nearly there. Don't really know when this track ends, to be honest. It's a bit hard to tell. A couple of little crossings here. Again, lots of rock. So, no drama. Oh gosh, gears are a thing. There we go. Oh, I forgot to try and figure out. Hopefully it's not annoying, but there's a mouse in the car, or it sounds like there's a mouse in the car. You might not be able to hear it, but I can hear it. Oh, this is nice and rocky. I like this. Bags of grip on this bit. Yeah, so I need to find out what that. Oh, this looks. This will be horrid in the wet. Horrible. Look at it. It's just that kind of stuff that has zero grip. Anyway, I need to try and find out what the squeaking noise is because that's going to do my head in.
How's everyone travelling? All good? Yeah, all good.
All good.
Charlie's good.
Good.
All good.
We're nearly at the water.
All good in too, and Logan's asleep.
We're nearly at the
Oh, nice and good, isn't it?
There's a Yeah, so look, totally fine in the dry. Having been on here when it's been slightly damp, and knowing someone who's driven down in the wet, it's slippy in the wet because there is clay, but big trees that you can winch off if you need to. That would be me summing up this, I think. We've got a little bit where we drive along the river. 3 is too fast. 3 is too fast. Go. 2 is better. Oh. River crossing. It's not exactly the big massive river that it looks like on the map. What the hell? Woo! Oh, the rocks are nice though. Where's my phone? Nice little...
Pikes camping ground here, stay to the right, stay on the right side.
Can't remember.
Surprisingly, nobody here.
Muddy puddle. Through that. Oh, that's kind of cool. The river's pretty. Yeah, okay, gets a little bit wider there. Seems to have lost everybody. They're up there somewhere. What's on the other side? Obviously we're in the river, the valley, the bottom of the valley now, so there are damp puddles, but flat, wide, fine. Somewhere there's a campground. Gosh, I'm way back. They went past when they said they did. Need a bit of the old lead foot. I said there was nobody there. People there. There we go. I'm gonna go that way.
How are you doing?
Have a lovely day.
Yep, gotcha. Copy, Luke.
Say again, sorry, I was just talking to a guy.
Oh no, all good. Just checking that you're still there.
I am, I'm fairly far back. I'm doing a little cheeky.
You're good too.
But you know, I'll put my lead foot down when it matters and catch everybody up.
Gotcha, Winston. Thanks, mate.
hole in the road. I was just talking to somebody who came out of that campground, and they said, oh, I love your YouTube channel. And I thought, oh, they've seen the stickers. And he said he recognised my number plate.
You have a stalker, huh?
Well, I think if people see a silver Prado with my tracks on the roof, then they probably, if they're obviously fans, then they are obviously already thinking it's me anyway.
I'm going to get your autograph later, will you?
He did say that he had been on, he tried to look up the club Facebook page and he found one, but it looked like it had been inactive for a few years. So I don't know if there's another page, but that sounded a bit weird.
Yeah, that's a bit weird. As far as I know, there's only the one that's running.
Yeah.
There is like a public-facing one that I remember seeing when I was trying to find you guys as well. That did look quite inactive, but yeah.
Because Az does normally post on that one, I thought fairly regularly.
Yeah, we'll have to investigate into that.
Are we still on 16-mile Jeep track?
Yeah, roger that, we are.
Yeah, so there you go. This is the other end of 16-mile Jeep track now. I don't know if I've been on this bit. I don't remember. So I'm assuming that this section past Pikes Flat is fairly flat. Can someone relay that back to the back?
Yeah, Darren's just taking his time.
Okay. The track's fairly damp this morning, just because.
I'm just plodding along in between so I can kind of hear both groups.
Just because it was clear skies last night, so all of that morning dew has settled on the track. I'm sure it will dry. They'll dry right up because I don't think it's going to rain. Fingers crossed. Anyway, that was kind of cool. It's only happened a few times getting recognised on the tracks. But I got big stickers now. The Az at Quick Az 4x4 and camping He's got me some stickers, so there's no mistaking who I am if you see the car now. It is written on the side of the car. Thanks to Aaron. Although, I put them on myself. I did zero research of how to do this. I'm doing it, and I did it on Thursday after work. And I started packing everything, and oh gosh, it took me 2 hours to get them on. And I didn't use water or soap or anything. So there are mistakes. But from a distance, it looks fine. I wonder if we're going to stop at Bindery Hut so I can investigate my mouse infestation. I think it might be a bungee cord. That's my theory. Anyway, this bit's easy. This is like a highway. I mean, I don't know if it gets any worse. So you could probably get into Pikes Flat. She says we've not finished the track, obviously. Oh, and there is a river crossing. You need a 4-wheel drive to come here. Even though this bit's easy. There's a river crossing at Bindery Hut. There's really steep clay sections there. 4-wheel drive only to get to Pikes. Because this is like a highway. Can't imagine this being a drama even in the wet. There's no gradient. Well, obviously there's a gradient, it's not flat, but there's no gradients yet, and we're nearly at the hut. There's a big hole there. Trying to head up today to Lake Buffalo, which is really far. So we'll see how we go. Considering that we're not even at Craig's hut yet. It's going to be an awful lot of driving. There's an oncoming car. Oh, it scared me. I might film Monument. I've done Monument in the snow, didn't make it up, and I filmed Monument track. I'm gonna say pre-COVID. Maybe. I don't know, you lose track of time. So I might film Monument because what I'm kind of figuring
3.2 there, Darren. Funny enough, I did in one.
Is if I do them twice and there's not much difference, then you know that's a good record to have. Here is the track from, let's say, 2 years ago. Here is the track now. You can directly compare. You can see where the changes are, because they're the kind of changes that will probably occur. So I might film that as well. We'll see how we go. We shall see. Oh, that's cool. Can see them up there. switchback. I don't know if there's another one. So I've got a bit of a relay going on at times. Passing that tree there. It's interesting. That was interesting what that guy said about the four-wheel drive club page. I'm sure you all know that this is, I'm obviously not out on my own, got a group of friends, but we're all in the same four-wheel drive club, which is Peninsula four-wheel drive, or 4x4. And
Oncoming vehicle.
we are extremely active. So I'm not overly sure what Facebook page they were looking at. We'll have to figure that out.
Just pulled over, Dave.
Okay.
Keep on coming, guys. These guys are going to pull over for us.
Roger that.
Copy that.
Copy. Jesus, skinny. It went down there fast. You went down there a bit fast, skinny.
Was that one, mate?
Where's this car?
What was that one, Lucy?
Phil, you went down there real quick.
Fast enough.
There we go. Tell them I'm the back one.
Out of curiosity, does anyone know how many vehicles we've got with us? We've got 7 vehicles. There's 5 vehicles.
I am Charlie.
pulled over at the White Rodeo is the last one, Lucy.
Pardon, I was just talking to the guy. What did you say?
Those cars are pulled over and the White Rodeo is at the back, last one.
Did you have to give out any signatures and autographs, Lucy?
No, they didn't recognise me.
Bit of a drop here, people.
They must be real full drive.
I'm Charlie. There's no one else.
This would catch if you were paying attention.
Do what?
In case people didn't hear it behind, but there's a drop coming.
No, drop coming. What? I'm going very slow. We're nearly, potentially at the end. It's hard to tell. I mean, there's a junction. What drop? That drop there. Okay. What gear am I in here? Hey. It's nice to have to use your brain after plodding along. Oh, I thought it was getting interesting. That little bit, that little step actually could in the wet, I can imagine, you know, if you're just in a stock vehicle, you might get, your tyres might not get up there. Jesus, what gear am I in? Yeah, your tyres might not get up there if you're trying to go up. Obviously down, it's fine.
Okay, coming straight, it's doing a little river crossing here.
Oh, so we're coming up to Bindery Hut. I think. Let's just take a bit of the speed off. Three's too fast. There we go. This is nice red clay. Here is Bindaree Hut, which is a cute little hut. It's made for short people. That's a nice little duck love. There's the hut for short people. Toilet.
Just let me know when you're over that little crossing there, Lucy.
Will do. Grass is long. That looks like the bottom end of the campground. Yep. Oh, someone's waving at me.
Hello.
Hello.
You don't know me,
No, I
but I'm
don't.
one of your subscribers.
Anyway, I better go,
All right.
because I'm in Convoy.
Okay.
And I've left them behind. Nice to meet you, Ken. Okay, so I just got waved down by a man called Ken.
And how is Ken?
He didn't ask for a signature autograph, but he was very excited to see me.
His photo with you.
I've probably made his weekend. Okay. No idea.
His weekend loose or yours, considering that's two now?
Oh. I'm over the river crossing. I'm putting my foot down.
I'm going to have to start getting some crowd control for you.
That was nice.
On their own personal security. I can see it, so.
Now I'm playing catch up. This is still 16-mile Jeep track.
Cruiser parked up on the right hand side here.
Oh, what's this? That's new. Flats there. This is not marked on the map.
It's not a film crew, is it? I don't know, I just believe he's got film crew all over the place over me.
Horse yard down the back. Wow, that's a cool horse yard. Nice. That's nice. That's new. That was not there last time, but I do remember that people were camping there. Shut the window. I'm putting my foot down. It's so far behind.
The tag along tool is just in front of us now.
Should we
Turning left at this junction. And yes, you can go into high.
Me putting my foot down. This made me nearly get there. So you can get, by the looks of it, you can get to the river crossing at Bindery Hut. Just gone past Blufflink Road junction, but you can get to the river crossing of Binderee in a two-wheel drive. Pretty sure, because there were two-wheel drives parked there. But then you can't get across the river. I have seen that river crossing deeper. Just stopping to go into hay. Stop it. There we go. Oh. Yeah, so there you go. That was 16-mile Jeep track.